Hey, Drado, I want you to touch on something because AI, Bubba Chuck was my favorites, right? And again, the longer people removes when he retires, the longer you go, and no one remembers how good he really was either.
Right.
So we talked about you and Chris Bott. That man was so special, man. Talk to me about some of that what you saw in practices as a young kid or as a rookie, and then the first couple of years in the league of what you saw with him and how special he was. Because I don't think, again, he got his flowers. He's obviously a Hall of Famer. He is who he is. But as these kids start growing up now, they don't understand. Like, that dude, like, changed the game of basketball, in my opinion, in my eyes.
100%.
So talk about some of that stuff you saw.
I mean, I think you used the wrong word. You said practice.
I was just about to say practice.
I'm joking.
Games, I mean.
I'm joking. One of the more impressive things I seen with him was actually in practice one day. And so he didn't have a good shooting night. And the next day at practice, he was like, yo, I got to get my rhythm. I'm going to get some, extra shots up after practice. And I just sat and watched him, just kind of, seeing how he moved. And he didn't miss. And that's when I was like, oh, okay. Because sometimes when you're young, you fall into like public sentiment, like what the newspapers say, what the media says about a person. He talks about practice, or, people talk about the high volume attempts that he gets, the field goal percentage. I mean, even MJ got a lot of attempts up. So you really don't know until you're up close. And I saw him go around the horn, like, 5 shots, 5 spots. Like, he kept it really simple. But I seen him make like 25 shots straight around the horn. I'm like, oh, this dude don't miss. And I always talk about Kevin Durant and Kevin Durant's workouts and the KD makes. And they go in the same way every single time. I saw that. Allen Iverson had KD makes. It was rare that you saw him work out like that. But when I saw him work out like that, I'm like, oh, he can shoot. And he was like, I'm gonna get some threes. Same thing. I was like, man, this dude really got like a skill set to him that people just don't understand because they're just so enamored by the crossover. Yeah. And so like that was like what I was really impressed by. And then I think, I won't say, but I think he had somebody was like, I can beat you one-on-one type situation. Like I can beat you one-on-one.
Consider they are.
Yeah, but it was like, it was a practice day. AI was like, look, you want it now or you want it at 7 p.m. tomorrow, right? He was one of those guys.
Yeah.
One thing about AI I will say that people, get confused with, like training camp and like the first month or two of the year, like he used that to get himself back into game shape. So he really did practice. Like 2 a days, like he did that. And people just, they get that one clip, but like he really did practice. But once we get into the season, and now teams don't practice at all. So if now you take now scenarios back then, it's the same thing he was doing. He was like, all right, I just need to get ready for the season, and now I'm playing 40 minutes a night. I don't need, like, why? Back then we practiced it for 2 hours a day and playing. Man. He's like, why are we doing this?
Braced.
Yeah, he's like, no, like, just let me get a rhythm for tomorrow, which made sense. Yeah. And once you're in the league for so long, you shouldn't be practicing that much.
And Dre, you touched on it. Like, I think it's a bad rap for that. Obviously, the clip's hilarious. The practice clip is hilarious. But I mean, this dude was his workload, and he led the league in minutes for like 5 straight years.
Right.
Like, I mean,
and
you
didn't
can't
miss
ask
games.
the dude to do that and take the shots he takes and the hits he takes and to show up in practice every day for 2 hours. It made 0 sense. But the clip's hilarious. But that man was a goon, man. I love that dude.
Oh, I like that. Killer goon. We brought that back. That's a throwback. I like that. He was a goon.
But you see, he stayed injured, but he was playing.
Yes.
And that's no knock on this new generation.
I mean, at his size.
At his size.
What he endured and what he used to put himself through to compete at a high level every night. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. And I understand we all laughed about it and it was an interesting clip, but there's no way you get that good without practicing.
Right.
There's no goddamn way that you get that goddamn good without practicing. You know what I'm saying? You can't just show up in the morning and cook like that. He had to put in the work. So I have an interesting story because I remember the first time I had a chance to meet AI. Playing against him is a different thing. You don't really have a chance to have conversations.
Right.
But I was in Vegas one summer, and I had to end up out there with Antoine Walker, a lot of guys, and him and AI were playing that 3-card poker thing.
Boo-ray. No. Guts?
It was something in the casino. I think it was like some kind of 3-card poker or something,
gotcha.
something in the casino they was playing. Yep. But I literally stood there and watched AI play for an hour, not understanding the game. I just wanted him to acknowledge me. Like I just wanted to. Antoine playing to the left. I know Twan might be there for 36 hours. I don't know when Twan leaving. But I'm hoping AI get up. I hope AI get up and,
Right.
and just acknowledge me because he was big for our culture,
Yep.
for us as black men in the NBA.
Yep.
The baggy shorts,
Yep.
the big, not wearing the suits, the jerseys, the braids. I had the braids. So he was just huge for our culture. So for me, that was the first time I got a chance to meet AI. But I was, what I'm saying, I had my little fan moment. I don't have too many fan moments. But like you say, AI was a goon. You know what I'm saying? He represented everything that I wanted to be and everything that I kind of looked up to in my neighborhood growing up. So I watched that man play a card game that I ain't know nothing about for an hour just because I wanted the man to get up and say my name. I just wanted to get a chance to talk to him. And that was my cool little AI story. He acknowledged me. We spoke, and it was a cool little vibe. But, man, I literally sat there for an hour just so the man could talk to me.
Well, you know what about him? He was a real one in the sense of he accepted you for who you were, and he respected you as long as you existed in who you truly were. Like, the word corny is thrown around a lot, right? And to me, corny means you trying to be something you're not.
Yes.
Right? So, me, I grew up studious, a little nerdy. Like, I like reading books, but, but I still come from, like, the project, so I listen to rap music, like, all over the place. And Kanye West was, like, up and coming when we got in the league. And so I was a huge Kanye fan. So I wear a cardigan with a tie sometimes, you know what I'm saying, moving like that. And it was an older guy who was just on some nonsense, trying to figure out his career, not playing. He's a corny one.
Yeah.
And he trying to show off for AI, talking like, look at this dude, man, he got a tie on. And AI was like, yeah, but that's what young fellas like. Like, what you mean?
Yeah.
Like, he was like, you ain't hood. And AI was like, yeah, but ain't nobody really hood. The hood dudes they either dead or in jail.
Yeah.
And so, like, what I noticed from AI early on, like, he was never hitting me up like, yo, come hang out, come party. Like, he never did that to me because he was like, oh, that ain't him.
Yeah.
Like, but then he knew who I was, and then he would play to that. Hey, man, when we get on this court, you the best player. And, like, that's what I noticed about him over time was, like, he really watching everything, too. He's seeing, like, all right, I can rely on him. I can't rely on him. And then he's got a great sense of, man, the team ain't really fitting us with a roster that can go out here and compete and win, man. Like, a priority ain't to win.
He was aware of that.
And it took me a long time. Like, he would tell me things like, give me tidbits, don't read the paper, man. Stop reading that. Or be careful about this. All right, I heard what you said at the end of the bench, man, but, like, I think it's sweet. Wait till, like, they hand you the reins. But then as time goes on, I'm like, damn.
Giving you game.
Everything he was saying was, like, being true. And so, like, this game is so interesting, and what it does to you mentally. And being, like, recently retired, like, seeing how it affects guys
Yeah.
leaving the game, like their mental health.
Yeah.
Like, it's different, man.
Real.
And, like, all those jewels, like, you go back to, like, when you play. And that's why we always tell the young guys, like, hey, make the most of your moments. Make the most of those interactions. Meet everybody, meet people, make most of the resources. Because when it's done, it's like, if you ain't set up for your post-career, that's too late.
Ain't
Too
lying.
late,
That was some of the
Hey, Dre, like you said right there, man, like all these kids don't understand, even when it's going really, really bad or really, really good, you're going to miss it someday.
Yeah.
And that's what these kids don't understand. Like, you can't replicate what we go through in that locker room, how fun that it was. That's the hardest part.
That's the only part I miss is the locker room.
Yeah.
That's
Man.
it. The camaraderie in the locker room. That running up and down and getting elbowed. And I don't miss that shit at all. I gave the game everything. I have no regrets. I ain't hold nothing, I saved nothing. I burnt the candle from both ends. Ain't nothing left over here, killer. So I'm now I'm an advisor, and I like to show up, make a couple shots, and talk. That's about it. Don't let me make a shot. Oh, don't let me make a shot. I am talking shit. And like Mike Epps say, I ain't get back on defense until I score. I ain't get back on defense till I score.
Because we played on the defense.
That sound like my career.
Hey, no, killer, you never got back on defense, but that's okay. We appreciate you trying to chime in on this. Me and Dre understand that.
Well, we had to give up shots, so now it's like, nah, this our get back, and then we gonna get them up because all we did was get back early.
Oh man, listen, remember the games when AI was out and you would get? Oh, listen, when D-Wade was out or something, I'm finna let that fly. Killer, them boys out shit. Somebody got to make up these 20 shots they get.
Man,
6 of these definitely go here for sure. I'll let that motherfucker go. All right, football fans, things getting real. Whether your team has made it to the conference championship or not, there are still plenty of ways to enjoy the game. Get in on the action right now with my partners at DraftKings Sportsbook. They're offering all new customers $200 in bonus bets instantly after betting just $5. Do not let this slip away. Download the DraftKings app now. Sign up using codes OGs. The crown is yours, people. Stay in on all the action and use your $200 in bonus bets on DraftKings same game parlays for a shot at an even bigger payout. Combine multiple bets together from the same game. Love the thrill of live betting? DraftKings got you covered. Bet live on in-progress games right as they happen, making watching the game that much more exciting. If sports betting is not available in your state, don't even worry about it. You can still join in on all the fun with DraftKings Daily Fantasy and have the shot to win cash prizes. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers use my promo code OGs and bet just $5 on any wager and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. That's promo code OGs only on DraftKings Sportsbook.